you had met Otto. Otto being not so stubborn, but just not as willing as you would. Getting a good amount of information, learning about what he calls the Dread Knights, or Specimen 001. And you just have not figured out the name or the location of the forge, as you all just wait in the small village of Ithacon. It is now morning.
Bless you. Bless you.
Ah.
So, what do you guys do?
Crush thinking about what Otto and Valark said about the one missing thing that is just was on his person. He died probably with it on him. Crush is gonna go talk to Yago.
Iago.
Yes, he's gonna go ahead of the group for a bit, talk to Yago, see if he's known anything about any weird artifacts found.
Okay.
Can they know what the artifact is?
If you told us.
Yeah, you can tell.
Otto would have described it as a small metal band, probably the size of either a ring or a bracelet. He was uncertain.
A wrist ring or a ring for your finger?
Yes.
I didn't say it.
Thank
I
you.
didn't say
I thank you for not saying it. Because when you find out what it does, and I know what it does, you will not want to put it there.
Makes you scroll.
You gave the you gave the impression that it somehow like amplifies or
Blood circulation.
provides power to by the name of the project, which my character doesn't know, but
Anyway.
So yeah, he's gonna go find Yago. I love it.
Okay. He's not hard to find. He's currently just taking his saddle off of Shah. As he just sees you approach. I heard you guys came last night. Well,
Yes.
welcome back.
It's good to be back. Good to see everyone is thriving. I have a question for you that hopefully you might know the answer to. If not, don't worry. But how long have your people been here for? You said.
We started building probably about 15 years ago.
That might not be good, but while your time here, I know that this place is much of a relic. A lot of things maybe have been remained everywhere. During your time here, did you happen to find a bracer or like a ringlet of some sort?
Nope. The only thing we had here was the original house, which none of us ever entered.
I see. Well, that answers all my questions. If you do, be sure to let us know. If you can let us know.
All right. Sure.
Thank you, Yago. And Crush will head back.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything this morning?
Mernin.
I'm gonna throw some rocks at the lake.
Okay.
What's wrong?
Your clothes are fully dry after sitting next to the fire for multiple hours.
Nice.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to moderately spitefully throw rocks at the lake
Okay.
instead of extremely spiteful.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, how close are we to the freaking pit of doom? The
You're
world.
probably about 2 miles off.
What's the catapult range?
We do not want to shoot at the Tarrasques.
I know. There's Tarrasques in there. They wouldn't be very happy about that.
No. The catapult range possibly could shoot that far. You've never seen it.
I think we need to shoot the catapult. I know that's...
As one who has
hazardous.
personally witnessed shooting the catapult, I say it is a bad idea.
What's
It's my catapult. It is my catapult, my rules. If you want to walk, let me know.
Can we shoot it in the desert where it
No.
won't hit anybody?
No, we're not shooting the catapult.
What if we put you on it?
There's
and
no
fire?
what ifs. No what ifs.
What if we got rid of you? No.
We're staging a coup.
That's it. We're putting Nick in front of the catapult.
No, he did say that.
Okay. Yeah. Otto is currently just still sitting in the same spot that he was the night before.
Rise, friend, please.
Activate
to leave.
wakey wakey.
He's already wide awake.
Do you think I blinded him by putting dark vision on him?
Oh yeah, because he's still awake and they're still active. No, you did not. You did not blind him. Gio, would you like me to say anything for Otto, or do you want to keep going as him?
Otto's got nothing to do. If
Okay.
if they have to ask questions, they can.
Okay.
Where are we going? We're going to Rick's shop, right?
No, you're trying to find the forge.
Oh, that's useful if he doesn't want to tell us.
We should. I know we just went to talk to Iago, but maybe we should go talk to him again and say, "Hey, we're." Well, I'd like to go talk to him as well.
Oh yeah, want to go back with me?
Okay. So
I mean, I probably would have let him know. You could have come with me. I probably said I would have told him
Yeah.
to let him to go speak to Iago. So
Let's continue that. Yeah.
okay, sure.
So it's not stupidly awkward.
Okay.
I just talked to one of your friends.
Yeah, we don't coordinate at all. So I have questions. Yeah, I basically just want to ask him like, if he's noticed any landforms that suggest there's something to be seen, like weird clearings in the forest or caves or grottos in the mountain. Anything nearby?
None that I've seen. Not many caves up over at the mountain.
Well, we're looking for some kind of workshop. Wouldn't hold on. Wouldn't Otto know where it is though? Because he was
Yeah,
there.
the issue is he's not telling us.
He refuses to speak.
Okay.
That's not true.
I mean, he doesn't
You-
refuse to speak. He just refuses to tell us without sufficient information being brought back to him.
No, he has exchanged all the information you've asked for, aside from that one thing.
Okay.
He's stubborn.
So as long as Iago hasn't seen anything around here while patrolling from the air, then I guess that exhausts simply looking for it as an option. Okay.
Okay.
So return to the party. So what's our next step here? We've got kind of an ultimate goal, but
We could do some deductive reasoning and guess a location.
Impossible.
I
Septimus
mean,
was smart. It's not just going to be a guess-worthy.
well, I don't mean just guess and you go there, but he needs probably a sufficient place to make a forge that can make pretty much holy weapons to kill a god. Would he use one of the many volcanoes that accompany our continent?
No, it would be somewhere around here.
I
It would
mean,
be close by his own home.
there is a relatively close volcano across the giant chasm.
Relatively is different than close. I think that he would only have a short distance to travel. It would be
Yeah.
inefficient.
Septimus was a smart man. He probably would have had his forge somewhere nearby.
Otto, you said you wouldn't tell us where it is. Can you show us where it is?
Negative.
How about this?
Why do you not want us to know information about the forge?
I have an idea for Otto. And it will
Wait,
take...
you didn't answer my
I was
question.
gonna say Walter started
sorry.
talking.
So you cut out for me a little bit, so I thought you were just mumbling.
Did you hear my question?
Yes, I did.
They did probably, but I didn't.
He asked why.
The forge is my secret to keep. It is all I have left of a past life.
Well, you mean you do have your cousins?
Your only secret.
It's his secret.
Would it make you feel better if you took us there and we didn't look?
Then how?
And-
No. Then how
What?
about an exchange of secret?
Oh, that also works.
We traded information for information. What about a secret for a secret?
That is not necessary.
What
You
are
have-
we trying to get by going to the forge?
So, do you
Potential, a potential weapon that can help us fight Archibald, or somewhere to upgrade the weapons that we currently have.
Yeah, and also there's not a lot of literature on Archibald, and Kalov told us that there were that Norman and Septimus took some books, and he forget his guess what they would be.
Okay, so we're going to the forge to arm up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And gather.
What if we made a compromise of some sort?
Such as?
You, if you wish, we can finish your creator's final job request.
All projects are completed as of today.
Well, there still is Archibald.
That was not part of his programming.
Not his programming, but at least his creator's programming. Seeing if he
But-
cares at least to do so.
That is not
It doesn't-
required. This unit wants it to be treated as a being of its own. This unit requires that you ask politely.
Ah. Was I being rude? I'm sorry. You know, yeah, I think I understand what the friend is saying.
god.
What is it that you would like
Will
to
you
do?
please show
Will
us
you
to the
please
forge?
Otto will stand up and start walking west toward the mountainside. That was it. That's all he wanted.
He wanted to be treated like an equal.
I'm killing him.
He wanted you to say please. Otto will start walking toward the mountainside to the west of town.
Okay, well, I suppose we should all follow him.
You do not need to take the cart. From what you know, it is not a super far walk. So, is everyone going?
Yeah.
Okay. About
Hey, Valark, don't forget
10
to bring the keys to the cart.
you mean the rein, like the leather whips for the horse?
Yes.
Don't anybody just jack our cart. Gotta take the keys out of it.
There's no keys though.
Grimmuld's the kind of person to be like, try
design.
driving a car without reins.
Just bring no horses. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm done leaving.
About 10-15 minutes go by as you all just slowly follow this large steel mass walking through the woods, not really paying attention to anything else. When eventually you hit a clearing where you can see the wall of the mountain meet the ground as he does not slow his pace and just slowly begins walking. Eventually you guys all kind of slow down and stop as you just watch Otto phase into the mountainside.
Do the old, like, sort of reach your hand out, like, gently expect to feel contact.
Mhm.
Are we able
As
to pass through the wall?
as you kind of reach your hand and towards the base of the mountain where you saw Otto walk through. As your hand kind of touches what would be the mountain, you do see as it goes through, and the weather, the temperature changes. Outside it is still insanely cold, but the second your hand passes that barrier, it's warm. Hot, even. So, do you guys enter?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you begin to push yourselves in through, you notice a small, narrow staircase heading down, and Otto just the entire hallway is lit up brightly. As you just see Otto about 20 feet ahead, just continuing to walk down the steps until eventually he stops going down and just walks forward into a very bright room. You all walk down you can fit two to a person, except maybe Dimm, who has to kind of crouch just a little bit to walk in here. Not too much, it's just the clearance was made just above Otto's head.
Or Otto
But-
was made just below the clearance.
Yeah. As you all walk down the steps and find yourselves in a very large forge. Everyone, do a perception check.
17.
17.
11.
Missed my dice tray. Hold on.
Dirty 20.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Okay.
In the
Dirty 20 and natural 20. Grimuld,
11.
11. So we've got 2 11s and 2 different kinds of 20s.
Yeah.
Okay. For the 2 people with the 20s, as you kind of enter and look around, you see, of course, the main smithy, which is a small pool of liquid magma that has 2 different air compressors constantly pushing and flowing, keeping the magma. You kind of look around the room. All of you all see a single exoskeleton, blueprints on the
Endosskeleton.
wall. Endoskeleton, that's the word. Endoskeleton, blueprints on the wall, and just other objects laying around the room. But for the 2 people that rolled either the nat 20 or the dirty 20, for the dirty 20, you hear loud metal clanging, but nothing else coming from even further down below. The Lark, with a natural 20, you hear shrieking. Shrieking that you've heard before in Rexatrot.
Oh, great. Hey
Along
guys, I
with
think
the
I understand
loud
why
metal
he
bang.
calls it a specimen.
Who?
Remember how Otto mentioned that he has it was a specimen 001?
I was gonna ask.
It's locked in this basement.
Correct.
Isn't it?
Cool.
Correct. Specimen 001.
Is it?
Specimen
safe?
001. Status
Is it
contained.
safe?
Status contained. Solid steel cell connected to stone of mending reactor. It will not escape.
Well, that's good to hear. How long has it been there?
That unit has been there before Otto's creation.
My god. Does it have a name?
Specimen 001. Dread Knight.
Maybe we should just call him like DK for short.
I think Dread Knight is a little bit better than holy shit that armor's moving and healing. Ah, fuck, ah. I'll
No,
take
I kind of like holy shit that armor's moving and healing. Oh fuck all. It rolls off the tongue a little bit
Because
more.
we'll have to talk a little more.
I will not update the logs to that name.
Crush laugh. See, he's very funny. I like this Otto.
You know what?
Okay.
I retract my previous statement. You have an excellent sense of humor.
Understood.
Once again, with the perception checks that high, you do notice that the blueprints on the wall, there is one that is a very similar sketch to what looks like a locket, one that is a mace, one that is a large warforged, and one that looks like a small ring or bracer.
What does
What was
a
that,
bracer.
dear?
what metal is the ring made of?
It's a blueprint.
Right.
Is it sketched on there
What
like
does it say?
adamantium?
It lists the same amount of material that are listed on for the pendant or the necklace.
So it's made of what the pen. No.
This machine
the
worked primarily with
locket.
clockwork technology.
It was made by Septimus or Norman?
Which project?
The ring.
The ring was created by Septimus Lightwood. The locket was created by Norman Lightwood.
Okay, so it's not the ring that I am currently wearing.
Could be.
No,
Negative.
Oh. Oh.
that was your mother's wedding.
No, I have my father's. My sister has.
Oh, you have your father's wedding ring.
That's why I was asking.
No, those are just the ceremonial band rings.
Because I was
That
like,
would've been-
what are the chances?
That would have been slick. He always kept it on him. It's the wedding ring. Yeah,
Well,
so
it's Septimus. It
Septimus
was on
always had it on him.
Septimus,
That's
not
why I was
Norman.
asking if it was Septimus or Norman.
that's why. Yeah. I was wondering.
It would have made sense if it was Norman's, but it was not Norman's creation. Okay. Do you guys look at anything else that you saw in the room? There's the exoskeleton, or the endoskeleton, and a few other things just scattered about.
What is an endoskeleton?
Large metallic skeleton.
Okay.
Basically, a human skeleton is an endoskeleton.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It's the inner workings of a
The
thing.
inner frame of another unit.
Oh,
It's Otto's insides.
Negative.
But it's not his.
but
but-
it's like Otto's insides compared to his outside.
Do you know this one's name, Otto?
This one is Uncorruptible version 1.0. Status failure. Stripped for
Oh.
parts.
That's terrible.
What is uncorruptible?
That is uncorruptible.
What was Valark's question?
What
is
is the
uncorruptible?
uncorruptible?
This unit spent years working on the Uncorruptible project. You will see shortly.
Oh, so okay.
Man,
You're
Uh,
gonna go investigate the loud banging.
No, Otto's leading you around.
The next item that Otto brings you to is a small, what looks like a hilt of a sword that has two different gears. Would be turning, but at the moment do not turn. It also looks a little singed.
You said handle or a wooden sword?
It's a metallic.
Is it similar to the one I'm holding?
No.
Holding
No.
or on my
Yours
person?
was a wooden stick. This one is much different. It is metallic. It has clockwork tech. Nothing that you would understand.
I'm a poor farmer boy.
This is very advanced.
This is Project Hilt of Spells version 1.7. Description. Infuse hilt with spell to create long sword loaded with spell type.
Ah,
These names sort of redundant?
Huh?
Are all the names sort of redundant?
Negative.
Negative? Okay.
Really, I thought that would pique Valark's interest considering the mad scientist vibe he always gives off.
Well, no. It's
I
not
thought
that.
it was-
It's just that all the names have been pretty consistent with what they are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why would you name a project name something
Yeah.
that it isn't?
I mean, come on. He's been making stuff for 200 years. You start running out of good, unique names after like the first 50.
He didn't come up with the names. The only name he came up with was TBY73.
I mean, if there's like what 200 projects in there. I'm saying like just in
it's a
general.
serial number.
Yeah, but
Basically.
of all the projects, the ones that you find useful are going to be minimal. Like, tinkering, prototypes, nothing good. Like this. This is a prototype.
Zero will go over the prototype.
The hilt?
Does it work?
Negative. Magic capacitors cannot handle spell exceeding 3rd level. Prototype destroyed during testing.
Ah, I see. So
I thought
punch.
so a little out of character. I made this specifically to see if Nick would get interested with all the mad scientist shit he's been doing, and we wanted to yank the rug out from underneath him, but he wasn't interested. So
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, huh.
The thing that you wanted me to.
So
To
far,
see, but
you've
you can't
gotten-
have.
you've-
Fucking magic longsword.
Okay,
that
Nick,
you
I
can
think I'm
load with
getting what they're saying.
spells.
You've had a real thing for loading stuff with spells, so they gave you just one right in front of you to take.
And have it be completely broken.
Just shatter your
Hey, it's
dream.
not completely broken. I only have 3rd level spells.
Wait,
Well,
does
it's the prototype is destroyed, assumedly because something past 3rd level was loaded into it.
Right.
Does it
But if it were
still-
to be repaired, it would not be useless. The concept is not useless. This individual one is indeed.
Yes.
Does it still work in the function of a sword, or is the spell function destroyed?
It's
There
literally
is
just a
no
hilt.
blade.
It's literally
There is
just
no
a hilt.
blade. It is just a hilt.
I thought
Like-
they were saying it's the same thing that mine does, but it
No,
actually
no,
does
no.
a
It would
magic sword.
It would create.
It would create a magic
Yeah.
blade, similar to like Syrah's flame blade. It would cast its own like blade depending on what spell was put into it. Like it would be create a lightning blade, a fire blade, an ice blade.
Lightning blade.
Anyway,
Yeah.
well, Tommaso, let's move on.
Move on. Gio, would you like to decide the next item that you show them?
The next item or the next room?
The next item, because there's still another. Actually, no, there's not another item. Yeah, you can show them the next room.
Let's go to the library.
Okay.
To the library.
So as you all enter the next room, it is about a 10-foot by 10-foot room. 3 of the 4 walls, other than the wall that you just the door that you just entered from, are covered floor to ceiling in books. There is a large wooden desk in the center of the room.
This was Septimus's office. He kept all information in here. I was not allowed to access this information or enter his desk.
Hmm.
Is it locked?
Negative. All objects in this room are free for you to look at.
I'm guessing from the way it works, he's not going to be able to look at it, but he's saying we're okay.
Well, hey, Otto. You're no longer bound by these rules, right?
Correct.
Would you like to look?
Negative. I respect my former master and his memory.
Just curious. Do you mind if I look?
Not at all. By all means.
I'm gonna take a peek in the desk.
Okay. There is only one drawer in the desk. It is the center drawer. Are you opening it?
Yes.
Okay. Inside the desk is the drawer is much deeper than it looks as you start to pull it. It's one of those like fake drawers that pulls out like 3 at the same time. As you pull it out, there is a large book. Very worn leather. The book is probably about 5 inches thick. Some of the pages are torn. Some have like notes sticking out of them. On the front, it has the Lightwood crest on it.
Take a peek.
Okay, you heave the book out of the desk and kind of just put it on top. As you slowly begin to flip through, a lot of the pages are very similar to that of Krlov's journal, as it is tests and fails of different projects. Some of them are the same blueprint of that Krlov had written of the different kinds of weapons. But flipping through, it eventually gets to a section on Norman and Septimus's own discoveries and thoughts about Archibald, of the day that they realized what he was doing probably wasn't for the best. I can send you all this information later if you wish, but as you continue to just flip through the book, eventually on the last page that has writing in it, you find another blueprint that's kind of just folded up and placed inside.
What's the blueprint?
Okay. You understand the language because it is written in Elvish. Actually, the entire book is written in Elvish, by the way. The blueprint, not really being able to describe what really you're seeing. The title of the blueprint is listed Project Sentry. Description: payment for their services. Status: incomplete.
Sentry, like a sentry turret?
Yes. You take do a perception check, actually, Volark.
I'll just look down at it.
25.
25. It looks somewhat similar to what was inside Otto's chest when you saw him open it, but much more defined and slim and much more advanced.
Refined.
Yes, refined.
What was this project called?
Project Sentry. A
Can I
payment
show-
for their services.
I'm gonna show Otto the blueprint and ask if he knows anything about this.
No, I got it done, and I'm just like,
Can only extrapolate. Likelihood that it is related to the Uncorruptible's magic core appears to be a version higher than I was aware of.
You were cutting out of it, G.
Can only extrapolate. Appears to be similar to the Uncorruptible's core. Likely a version higher than what I was made aware of.
Do you have any idea why Septimus may have kept this information from you?
Project incomplete. No reason to share with work unit.
Is there any part of the forge that you are not allowed in, besides the office?
I was allowed in the office. I was not allowed to access the information within it. Those were my only rules.
Those okay.
I assume that the Elvish was read aloud or translated to those who do not speak it.
Volark, do you tell everyone else what you read?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the bit about payment? Does that make any sense to you, Otto?
Negative.
Did they ever do work for other people?
As of yet, no.
Okay.
Everyone else that's kind of looking through the room, Volark, have you told them the names of the other followers of Archibald? Have you ever told them the other names? I think Krylov stated them aloud last time. Yeah, Krylov talked about them last time. So as you guys kind of begin to look through some of the books, many of the books written are written titled Septimus, Norman, Krylov, Krek, Tiffany, Henley. Most of these books about Archibald on the wall, in the bookshelves, are written by Krylov, Hemley, Krek, Tiffany, Norman, and Septimus. All known followers original followers of Archibald.
Hello?
Okay.
Can I take down, or can I turn to Otto and mind if I read?
Hey, before we move on, I just want to turn to Otto and thank him for leading us here, because I don't think we actually said thank you. So I'm gonna do that now.
Much appreciated. It is good to feel some recognition for a change.
Oh,
He just wants to be a person.
He is a
Crush is a
person.
bow.
Volark, may I have those designs?
Sure.
I must investigate further. If you wish to remain in the library, so be it. We will leave when you are ready.
You're grabbing books, Sarah?
oh yeah. Can I ask Otto if I can look at one of the books?
He has given you permission to read the
Oh.
books.
Oh, okay.
You may.
Then I'll take the one about or by Norman.
There are many books written by all of these people.
Oh,
There are a few that are non-authored. They're just anonymous about a fabled bear. Some of these are much older texts that don't talk about Archibald. They talk about the Scorching Demon. Some talk about the Great War of Bahamut and Tiamat. Some talk about the Great Purge.
is there are they in some sort of chronological order?
They tried to do as best as they could with how many books they had of kind of putting them author to author, but they also had to organize them in kind of chronological order of events of like the Great War of Tiamat and Bahamut, the Great Purge, the sealing of the Scorching Demon, and so on.
Can I can I take down or can I flip through the one by my
By your father?
yeah.
Which ones are you looking for? Those are all of his books are more recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, are they like exclusively about Archibald, or are they more like diaries, like they're about their lives?
Some are personal occurrences of what happened, but most of the occurrences in the book are about studying Archibald, seeing what he did, what his thoughts were, kind of analyzing over the years.
Can I look for any entries right before my father left Ithaca?
Yeah, it would be the last book written by Norman before he left. And it takes a little bit of going through the organization that they had done, but you do find what seems to be the most recent book written by Norman Lightwood.
Does it tell me? Do I know why he left Ithacon?
Not necessarily. You can guess from what Krolov said is that both he and Vita left to try to start a new life away from Archibald.
Okay.
As both the Lightwood and the Cylon families have basically been cursed because of Archibald.
Maybe your mom was pregnant.
Yeah.
No, they left long before that.
Yeah, they didn't have Alis and I until they were fully ensconced where they in the town near the
I see.
what can I read the last entry?
Sure. The last entry is different locations that he found pieces of metal. That it was his last shipment to his brother Septimus. Before he had, and upon his last delivery, he had told Septimus that he and Vita had planned on leaving an attempt to try to hide from Archibald.
How did Septimus take it?
There is no entry written in Norman's journal about how he took it.
Okay.
If
And
you
that's the
search
last
in,
thing. That's the very last.
that is the last entry in Norman's journal. There is about 2 other books after that, both written by Septimus.
Okay. I'll put the book back.
Okay.
Can Crush do something?
What does Crush want to do?
Crush wants to what is it? Oh goodness. So it actually has stuff on the Scorching Demon, right?
It does have stuff listed about the Scorching Demon.
Anything specific on when it was like when it came to be and its little freaking march across the land?
Mm-hmm. There are many books written about it.
Crush will at least attempt to find any that mention it going along the coast of where he was from, or even just being at least remotely close to Pesca, and seeing if you can find any more answers.
The start, many of the books all write that the birthplace of the Scorching Demon was about 2 days trek north of what now is Guazgashanis. Eventually, the large purple demon would walk all the way down south towards what now is Pesca and make a home for itself there. About you can continue to read through different texts about the Scorching Demon's whereabouts. It doesn't seem to change for quite some time until eventually it decides to reappear in its birthplace, where it had charged a small army, made collision with a couple of soldiers, and began to shriek, shrinking back into the ground. Eventually, coming back up once more. This time, its purple color mostly gone, as it was now a darkish red. But nonetheless, it eventually traveled northwest into the mountains, where eventually it is written Valart or Kralov, and a few others listed off, one of them being Tobin Ikstoff, sealing the
Tobin Ikstoff?
Ikstoff.
Ikstoff.
It is a very hard spelling. It is Ikshtohff.
That sounds like something Tobin would have.
It is a bizarre writing, but it is Tobin's last name.
Got it.
Yep. There are a few other names, none of them that you recognize. Most of them being human names that you can kind of sound out, so you can guess they are most likely not alive.
Yeah. But nothing besides those just movements and whereabouts, nothing coming up about the sea foam or just like weird like sicknesses.
It is written in a few of them that the sea foam only spawned from when it had moved from north of Guazgashanis down towards Pesca. After its second resurgence, and its third resurgence, its steps did not leave anything like that.
Okay. Alright. Good to know. He shall put back the book.
Okay.
Are you prepared to move on?
Yes.
Okay.
Follow me to the holding cell.
So you all follow Otto down another flight of stairs to a not bright room. It's a little bit dark, a little bit darker in this room, as you see a familiar, what looks to be a mending stone, hooked up to a clockwork generator that is wired into a very, very large, probably about 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot steel cube. Inside the cube now, as you approach, you hear metallic screeching and banging and scratching coming from the inside. Also in the room is a small workbench with a somewhat sized black cube on it. The cube gives off a small little hum.
Before they go to the cube, Otto will walk up to the steel box and put his hand on it, and from his hand you see a small projection of the inside of the box where you see a Dread Knight bouncing around and scratching at the walls.
This Dread Knight that you now all see, even though the image is, I feel like it would be like a slightly bluish image.
Yep.
You can see what looks like burn marks, bends, and cracks in its armor that have refused and healed itself, but its metal is still worn.
Specimen 001, Dread Knight.
Does it ever stop?
Negative. It has been doing this for over 250 years. Creature. What's up, dear?
Has anybody ever tried to, like, locate?
Negative. This is one of many. According to you, this is according to you, this is one of many.
From what I recall of my vision, they reigned from Tiamat, right? Like droplets of sweat or blood, not something to be mourned individually.
Correct. Testing has shown that this creature has rapid regeneration capability. Removed extremities fall to ash, unlike anything we have ever seen. Does not require rest or nourishment. Release under no circumstances.
We've determined that they shy away from bright light and heat. Have you discovered anything else useful about them?
Correct. Accessing logs. Tests 42 through 89 summarized. Creature weakness to intense heat. Noise levels exceeding 120 decibels, or subsonic noise around 50 kilohertz.
Okay.
Weak to radiant or holy damage. Assumed undead.
Can I, if I like use my divine sense, can I sense?
Are you using your divine sense?
Yes.
Okay. Make a con save.
Okay.
Shouldn't have did that.
16.
16? That's good enough. Even compared to the black book that you opened, this thing gives off pure malice. It wants nothing more than to kill, eat, not for hunger, just for pleasure, and destruction.
Okay. And so can I confirm that it
you
undead.
feel somewhat sick to your stomach. It is definitely undead.
Okay.
But you have never felt this amount of evil, except maybe from the gnome.
Okay.
Eats not for hunger, just pleasure. Me when I'm bored.
So is the contained one completely? Is the exterior surface smooth? Like we can't see in at all?
You can see through
The,
it.
the
Yeah,
exterior, the exterior surface of this giant metal cube does not seem bent or broken in any way.
well, no. He asked, "Is there a window?" No.
Yeah. Is it bars or is it just up?
It is
Solid
a.
surface?
It is solid.
The only way to see into it is using Otto's.
Because I'm curious to test abilities on it to see the effect. Will I be able to target it with things through the box, or is that
The likelihood of you coming up with a test that I have not already done is very, very low. Those are its weaknesses.
I'm more curious about what I can do as a paladin. That my experience with things that are evil and undead is fairly broad, and I can channel the divinity of my god to repel them. I'm wondering.
Are you gonna? Okay, so
So yes,
the metal box
I'm gonna use
can
my channel
conduct
divinity.
magic.
Okay.
So you're gonna try to use turn undead.
I'm gonna use my channel divinity to use turn unholy. So
Okay, that just turns them around facing a different direction, so that they do not come towards you.
right, and so
So as you kind of place your hand on the box and focus on the creature inside, it slows its movements just a little bit, and then starts attacking the wall furthest from you.
okay. So if I were to do this in battle, they'd need to make a wisdom save, but it does seem to actually affect it. So that's good to know.
It is undead.
Yeah.
But after a couple moments of it attacking the same.
Did Tommaso cut out for you as well, or is it just me?
Yeah. Yeah, he cut out.
He gone. He was here, and now he gone.
I'm back.
Welcome
I
back.
don't know why it disconnected, but that's fine. So yeah, after a couple seconds of it attacking the same wall, it begins to attack all the walls around it, jumping and slashing ferociously.
One final note. The metallic features of its body mean that lightning damage will stun it, but not damage it much. This will give you a slight moment to run, if necessary.
Okay, so radiant, good, holy, good, lightning, potentially useful.
What if it's radiant lightning?
The combination of those two effects would probably work.
This is all very useful to know.
Okay. What's next? You guys gonna look at the tiny little cube now? Or not tiny, but cube?
Yes,
I imagined it was only like 8 inches by 8 inches, like a small
Okay.
cube.
Okay.
I wish to observe the cube.
Yes.
Upon approach, it gives off a small metallic hum.
Is it full of bees?
Negative. This is specimen 001A, cubic companion, creator Septimus Lightwood. Description: material did not decay after removal from specimen 001. Attempts to repurpose metal inconclusive. Status unknown.
What part of the creature was this removed from?
Whatever metal we could remove safely without releasing the creature. This is just the amalgamation of everything that did not decay.
Okay. And it can't be forged or manipulated in any normal or arcane manner?
Attempts to do so were unsuccessful.
It does not seem hostile.
So Tommaso, back to my main character. Can I make it in can Dimm make a comparison between his knuckles and the cube?
Like of the metal?
Yes.
Yeah, Dim could probably tell that it's the same thing.
Do I have to roll for it, or can Dimm tell?
Dim's similar to Otto, is also a blacksmith. He has seen this metal in combat, in a smithy. He knows what it is. Am I able to be heard?
Yes.
Yes.
Dimm
Okay.
is thinking.
Dimm, didn't the metal of your knuckles, it reacted to, was it just the adamantium when he held it next to it?
It reacted to the heat.
Right.
Because it's just a byproduct of the Dread Knights. Dimm will chime in. I tried to forge this stuff once before. It does not like the forge at all. And Otto will agree with that statement, having probably tried.
How did you get it into a cube if it can't really be forged?
Septimus was lucky.
It probably took lots of attempts of trying to trap itself in its own kind of mold, as much metal as they could. That's probably why it's so small, because that was as much as they could trap and melt down into a cube.
Okay. I was just wondering.
It's not impossible to forge. It's just really difficult. Yeah, so that's everything in this room.
Dimm will again chime in. Can I keep it? This unit does not want this device. You may have it.
Deposit in hat.
Yep.
Also, its name is Cubic Companion. Cube.
Companion cube. Yeah.
Thank you.
That is why it gives a small metallic hum.
That one was
Okay.
about to say I love you. Too bad.
Fuck off, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else in this room as Dimm picks up the small cube with his large hand and just drops it into his hat. You hear the slight fade away as it falls in.
Wait, do companion cubes hum?
Yeah.
Well, they assumedly make some kind of noise because GLaDOS says something about it,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
don't think it's audible to the player.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other room other than the big one, Tommaso?
Nope.
Lastly, I will show you what I've been working on for the last 250 years. Project Uncorruptible. Follow me.
Follow.
Okay. You go down yet another flight of stairs, this one being slightly longer. Eventually coming to a very, very large, what almost looks like a hangar. As you all kind of look out, this room is much brighter than the last, as you see rows and rows and rows of what looks like metallic, not turned on soldiers, all with weapons, shields, and armor at the ready.
They look similar to Otto, I'm guessing.
You can tell that there is clockwork tech among them, but their exoskeleton is much different.
Is it different than the Dread Knights?
Yes,
Thank
it is not the same as the Dread Knight.
Okay, I'm relieved.
This is Project Uncorruptible, version 5.6. Creator Septimus Lightwood. Description: the last line of defense. Status: complete.
Complete.
Correct.
So they could be active
In theory. I am not able to activate them at present. And Otto will...
What's required?
Uncertain. And Otto will lead them to the control panel that we talked about.
Mm-hmm. Otto leads you to two. It's about the same size as the desk of Septimus's desk, but this is metallic. It is clockwork, as you see the gears continuously turning. And on this desk are two small pedestals. One with an N on the front, the other with an S. Both look like they can hold an item.
Let me guess. It's our Mason locket.
I've played enough Skyrim to know where this is going.
You are welcome to try.
Wait. If we put our things here, is this gonna turn on everything?
Correct. These soldiers will be at the ready to avenge the creators.
And now I'm not questioning your work, Otto. But what happens when their purpose is complete?
Uncertain.
Well, I, for one, am very ready to have a whole heckload of robots with an existential crisis on our hands. I say hit the switch.
You do recall that the blueprint you read was in payment for their service. And it was a core. For you can't really see the core of these soldiers, but Otto did say it was an improved core for the uncorruptible. That would probably have been their payment. So, are you going to try and place your mace and locket onto these devices?
Will that immediately summon... Like, what would we do with an army while we're traveling?
They will simply be activated. They will wait for orders from myself directly.
Oh.
And we've been working out of the assumption that as soon as we stop traveling, Archibald will catch up. My guess is we won't really have to wait long.
And these soldiers will be ready to avenge the creators. That is our purpose.
What do you think, Valark?
Putting it on. I'm already at the pedestal.
Okay. Valark, you walk up to the pedestal and you bring your mace to the pedestal. Syrah, are you approaching with your locket?
Can I ask Otto, will the mace and the locket be preserved?
Uncertain. This project is not of my design.
Syrah?
We're literally getting an army.
We can probably take the photo out, the painting out, if you're worried about it being damaged.
Septimus and Norman would not destroy objects capable of helping you. They will most likely be fine.
I'll put it down.
Okay. Syrah is the first to put it down as Valark is waiting. Syrah, you put your locket down on the pedestal that is labeled with an N. As you kind of put it down, a few metallic stripes begin to light up blue. Valark, you have the mace. You putting it down?
It's not the pedestal, like I was already doing it.
Okay. As you place the mace on the pedestal is too small. Nothing happens. Half of the pedestal is lit up. The mace is not right for the job.
Maybe you should switch the two?
Unlikely. Pedestal took
So it's the ring then.
That is a excellent guess. The ring is most likely what Septimus required to activate the soldiers.
Okay, so the ring emits something, but we can't detect it. It was probably on his body, but it was never found. Is there anything in here that could be used to amplify that energy that it gives off?
Negative. Never worked on a project to track projects. Never worked on a project to track other projects. What befell Septimus Lightwood?
Bandit.
A bandit sent by Archibald.
And the likelihood of his possessions being with either the bandits or this deity known as Archibald is high. I would start there.
I think Archibald will be the harder of the two to retrieve something from, so let's see where we can get with the bandits. It's been a long time, but
Wait.
Wait.
waiting.
Did I do a bad a long time ago? Was that little statue of Archibald important that I destroyed?
Are you asking me as the DM or
Yes.
just asking like Valark as Valark?
A bit of both.
No.
Okay, good.
That was the symbol of Archibald. That was what would have been yours if you were in Septimus's place, as just to show that you were a follower of Archibald. So no, you just destroyed your father's, like,
Holy symbol.
if yeah, you destroyed like a crucifix basically.
I have a amulet with the symbol of my god on it as
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
casting
mine
focus.
is. Yeah, mine is my circlet.
Yeah, so you destroyed that. It is not the thing that you were looking for. What you're looking for is a ring. Of some sorts. Might be a ring, might be a bracelet. Something circular in design.
The
A
more
circlet for a gnome.
the more I think about it, the less likely I think Septimus would have the ring on him. Why would he have it on him?
For
Well,
safekeeping.
if
It is not here, I can assure you that.
What
and
if
it
it's
held some
in
kind
the-
of power? It
wait,
might have
what-
intended to keep him safe.
what parts of the what was the one part of the forge that you're not allowed to go in?
I'm not allowed
Otto?
to. Otto is not allowed to read the books or open the desk. Otto has searched
Can
everywhere.
we check the books? Have we opened all the books?
No, that would take a very long time.
Okay.
Just grab him by the spine and shake him out.
I don't know.
Please do not desecrate the only thing I have left of my creator.
I wasn't
Use-
planning on it. I was just.
If it would have been anywhere in the library, it would have been in his desk specifically.
Ah, yes. Means my level 8
Which
spell
is
book
DM
shake.
speak for it's not in the books. I can confirm the last time I spoke with Septimus, it was on his person.
Okay, so we're back to bandits. Or get a metal detector and sift through the ashes. So a bandit attack over 100 years ago. But can you tell us anything more about the bandits, Valark? Mostly humans, mostly elves.
It was mostly humans.
Okay, so most of them are probably dead by now. So the best shot we have is a family heirloom passed down to a previous generation or something sold off for quick cash. In either case, very hard to track down.
Or it is with the deity known as Archibald. Also difficult.
How far away are we from Ithacon, Mus?
A mile.
About about 2.5.
Oh, whatever. Not far.
And we checked every inch of the house.
Yep.
Otto would have recognized the ring if he found it.
So are you guys staying down here in this hangar, or are you going back up?
I'm staying down here for a while.
What is it you would like to know?
Nothing, I'm just thinking.
Can I go back up to the library and look for any about battles wherein I might have, where it might tell me more about the legendary hero James Braun, whom I am looking for?
Sure. You are more than welcome to go look for anything that was written about the hero James Braun.
And so it would.
It would be around the time.
Being related to the.
It
One
would
of
be
the war.
a part of the Second Great War.
Yeah. Okay.
Dimm is gonna ask Otto, so, why uncorruptible? And then Otto will respond. These units are not capable of being turned by the beings known as Dread Knights. They're completely mechanical in anatomy. Nothing to absorb. Perfect counter.
Should I roll investigation, Tommaso?
Yeah, make an investigation check. With advantage, because you can kind of, with the way that everything's organized, where to kind of find the entries on the Second Great War.
Don't
or
ask
as
Otto.
Am I cut out?
Don't ask Otto any
There-
questions, I have to pee.
Okay. About the Second Great War, or what you know from the vision that you had as the second resurgence of the why can't I think of it? Scorching Demon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So do an investigation check with advantage.
11.
11. You eventually find a book about. It was written by a soldier in the back lines that didn't have a great view about what had happened during the second resurgence of the Scorching Demon. All he saw was the large, purplish flame demonic creature come out of the ground and face the army of dwarves and humans and elves. Rush the captain at the front, the army was led by James Braun, where he proceeded to trample and kick as many soldiers as he could. You watch James Braun fly off into the distance after being kicked, but after coming into contact with James Braun, the demon began to rip its head into two and sink back into the ground.
Oh.
Okay. Does he say anything about where the armies were staged at this point, or
At this point, they were a couple miles south of Kepsa.
Okay.
The main battle of the war took place in the swamps.
Okay. Yay, sifting through mud.
Are you looking for anything else or no?
No, it gives me somewhere
Okay.
to.
Is anyone else
Free time.
looking for anything specifically?
Since we don't have the ring, Cyril will pick the locket back up.
Okay. As you pick up the locket, the lights slowly fade
And quickly put it back on.
On the
Okay.
pedestal or on your neck?
Oh, on my neck. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, you put your locket back on. Is anyone else doing anything, or are you gonna start heading back up towards the city of Ithaca, where your NPCs are waiting?
They're fine. Hopefully.
If they're not fine, fuck. Yeah, let's go back and then figure out how to get a move on so that we don't rain hell on the village.
Okay. As you all exit the top floor, once again entering the cold winter landscape, you look out into the distance towards where Ithacon is, as you see the large body of Shaw breaking the tree line, turning, and then a large bolt of what looks to be fire piercing her wing and her falling to the ground.
Oh no.
And yeah. Okay, weapons at the ready. Rush forward.
You all rush
Before-
towards.
Before we progress, does anyone want to
What
call
was
it, or are we good to keep going? I'm good to keep going.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it soon.
Oh, cool. Because I'm tired.
Shit.
Otto had stayed behind to begin work on the new tech that he had just discovered and study that. As you all rush towards the city of Ithacon to figure out what had happened, as you enter the city walls or the city limit, you see fire, ice cast probably from Shaw. Your NP Jack, Jonathan, and Sebastian are all behind the cart. Jonathan has his sword at the ready. Sebastian has a little crossbow out. Jack is with his hand overshooting bolts towards something that you cannot see. As you continue to approach inward, you see the distorted humanoid body of Archibald, the one that you had seen in your nightmare. As he turns to look at you, a demonic smile on his face, teeth bared. I had a feeling you'd come back here. As you just see his hand open again, a bit of flame spark up. And that's where we end today's session.
Would Otto not have locked them out? Would Otto not have locked them out?
Otto was going to figure out and start working on his tech, so he stayed in the forge.
My second question is, would he not hear the explosions and stuff?
You cannot hear anything past the barrier.
Okay.
The barrier was supposed to keep all sound in and keep all sound out. No one was ever supposed to find it. Oh, also, so Archibald summoned the fire in his right hand. In his left hand is Iago by the throat.
Cool.
That's it. We're burning him to the ground.
He's currently standing on Valark's old porch.
Heck.
I mean, it's just the building.
But yeah, it is that same nightmare form of Archibald that you had seen, of standing on his hind legs, much more thin. Basically, if you think Skyrim werewolves, but a bear.
Yeah.
Beowulf?
Werebear.
Skyrim has
Which
werebears.
Which one's
They
Iago
do. I forgot.
again?
They do. In
Iago's the
Iago's,
leader of the
the
Dragonborn
leader.
town.
That's what I thought.
But the werebears are far less like distorted like that.
yeah,
Beowulf.
They chunky.
but yeah, they look very similar to like the werewolves from Skyrim, but it's clear bear-like features, very tall, very dangly. His skin is not the brown like the fur; it's almost black and purplish.
Because Kelly has not played Skyrim, I'm showing her a picture of what a werewolf
Okay.
Tommaso,
looks like.
Yeah.
Krylov said explicitly that the gnome could beat Archibald.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does Dimm remember that?
Probably.
Okay, that's good.
I want it. Give me a nice.
I will at least hope that Dim remembered that it was a bad idea to do so because we can't trust the gnome.
I don't think Dimm is going to be concerned about that at the moment.
Don't.
Well, I hope you guys had fun with this session. Be prepared for combat in the next one.
Dude, I'm ready. I got branding smite. I've got searing smite. I've got daylight. I've got beacon of hope. I'm like so ready.
That's for the Dread Knights.
Yeah.
This
well,
is
okay.
Archibald.
Fair.
How's Archibald gonna feel when I turn him to a Maltese
I'm
poodle?
gonna give him another bald spot on the other cheek. That's all I'm gonna say.
Most of his skin is showing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking horrible.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
Archibald
It's-
senpai, your skin
You're
is
banned.
showing.
You're banned. Banned.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys individually just throughout the week, I guess. I'll see you guys all
quick
next
note
Saturday.
about next week. Hold on. For me, I don't get off work until 9:30 next week. On Saturday. So what I'm gonna say is you guys start without me, and I will join in a little bit late. Just because I don't want to make all of you guys wait that long, and I don't work next Sunday. But yeah, so we'll
Kelly,
just.
do you work next Sunday?
What I'm saying is like I can stay up as late as I need to, but I don't want to delay the whole thing. So
Yeah.
if you guys still want to start at 7, I'll just.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
just
we
join
can
you
think.
when I
We'll
get
think
home.
of something because it would be much more fun. Huh? What was that, Kelly?
So I work at 6 a.m. again on Saturday, but I do not work on Sunday.
Okay,
I have
so
the same schedule.
as long as you guys are okay with staying up late, I don't see any issues starting early. Because my sleep schedule's already fucked.
I mean, so is
Well,
mine,
wait,
but I don't
starting
want to keep
early?
everyone up.
No, starting late.
Yes, but I don't want to keep everyone up late. Like, if everyone would be okay with it, I'd say why not just play Sunday if everyone's free Sunday.
Next Sunday or tomorrow?
Next Sunday.
Wow. Sunday nights work for me.
Same time.
Yes.
Generally, yeah. I'll let you know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
What are
usually,
people
yes,
doing
that's
Monday
fine.
morning?
Morning?
Monday, I work at.
Is that you said morning?
Monday, I
Gio?
work at 8.
You work at 8, so why don't we just do a late session Sunday?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start.
If everyone's okay with a late session Sunday, that's gonna into the early morning.
Yeah, no, I work at 8.
Or
On Monday.
from
Saturday.
Saturday night into Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is what I
that's
mean.
fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine with me.
Then we'll do that.
Okay. Then I'll see you guys next Saturday.
Copy.